It's March 5th, and I think we're just going to go into the hives. That's them there. And take a look. It's about 10 degrees Celsius. Already went out to the farm, and the three of them all looked really good. These guys look really good. Just going to take the bee quilts, turn them around. I threw half a pollen patty in there about 4 days ago. I'm going to throw another half into each of them and maybe put a little bit of sugar water on them. The ones at the hive were getting a little bit light, so I assume these are probably the same because these ones are massive. Got a couple bottom boards. That's our top boards, really. I've been feeding fondant to these for maybe 2.5, 3 weeks because they have been getting a little bit on the light side. But this will be really the first time I've really gone into these. Again, a little bit of moisture. This is bee quilt. But if you get in, dry. That outside and the outside edges, damp. See the top sort of 2 or 3 inches is damp, but it's really dry in here. This is my going into my 4th year of beekeeping, and I've always had bee quilts. I've had problems last year. I didn't do a lot of videos last year because we had a lot of problems with the bees, mainly chalk brood. And I don't think that was anything to do with this. Weak hives, and then I stole from my strong hives to sort of supplement the weak hives, and all it ended up doing was making my strong hives weak. All right. These hives, unlike the ones at the farm, had styrofoam on it, which is really, really wet. Look at that one. And this is all wet. And this stuff is wetter than the stuff at the barn, or the farm rather. This is actually quite damp. I'd say this one's wet 4 inches down. Pretty dry here though. So we still had about 3 inches of sawdust. Fair amount of wood shavings for 2 hives. All right. Put the gloves on because they're not going to be happy. Not bad here, no wind. Might pull a frame or two, but at the farm it was quite gusty as well, so I didn't. Got a top feeder, half a pollen patty, lid down there. Give them a second, let them know I'm coming. I do have brood minders, top and bottom. So I'm running a deep, and then a honey super as my brood chambers. So still quarter bag of, what do you call that, fondant. Yeah, sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames in the upper brood chamber. About 3, maybe 4 frames down below. Show this to you. I'll just take you in and let you see what's happening inside. So lots of bees, fair amount of bees down below as well, probably 3 frames. And then up here it's pretty full. They're definitely in the upper box. Lots of pollen coming in. Like I say, maybe a quarter fondant. They just put a half a pollen patty in between, and they just started eating this pollen patty from, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, today Saturday. I'm not going to feed them too much sugar. Maybe a liter. And maybe mid next week sometime, they will be a week old and I'll start to gear up my feeding. It's supposed to be pretty warm all week. Oh, sorry guys. No smoke there. Sort of supposed to be 10 degrees with down to 3 or 4 at night, so hopefully spring's coming. Maple's almost ready to bloom, maybe the next week or two. So you can see these quilts. They hold a lot of bees. This one had no fondant left. And they've gone through most of the pollen patty. And this one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 frames easily. A little bit of honey left on the outside of this one. Yeah, this one's still a little bit warm, a little heavy. This one has lots of bees. Well, first sting of the season, in the back of the leg. When you bang the bees around, you're bound to get stung. I'll have to get in the groove of beekeeping again. It's Slow. All right. Just put a block of wood in the entrance back here so they don't try to sneak in under that cover. All right, almost done. I'll quickly put a block of wood in this one as well. Again, it's March 5th, about 10 degrees out Celsius. Just went into the beehives, just did a quick check. Didn't really dig into the hives, just looked in. These two hives have a little bit more honey than the ones at the farm. But I did put a little bit of sugar water on top, syrup, 1-to-1. And I gave them a half a pollen patty about 4 or 5 days ago. This one on the right is doing quite well. This one I just started touching it. So anyways, I threw another half in between the super and the deep. Lots of bees in both of these. And like I say, last year we didn't do a lot of videoing, or I videoed every weekend, but didn't post a lot because we fought chalk brood all year long. My 2 home hives here were strong. My 3 out of the farm had chalk brood, and I kept stealing frames sort of into March, end of March into April, trying to boost the chalk brood ones. And in the end, the 2 home ones became so weak, I ended up merging 3 hives to make 1, and bought 4 new nukes in June. So everything I've got now is, I have 4 nukes and that one hive I requeened that had chalk brood, and it's doing well. I'll post a picture of it or a short video of it into the end of this video. So yeah, everybody seems to be doing well. They have brood minders inside. They are showing that they're starting to brood up. So we'll see how the season goes. Hope everybody has a good day, and spring's here. March 6th, the day after I took the bee quilts off. Wish I inverted them, took all the sawdust out. Gave them a little bit of sugar water. They're bringing in lots of pollen.